that stack of cards. Do you want to give this to Jen?
Yeah. All right, you should be good to go.
Okay, is anyone online?
Second. No.
Okay.
Oh, Mike Lucas is online.
Oh,
Sorry.
great. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna call the meeting to order. I believe it's 6:02. We could do the Pledge of Allegiance first. Okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Excellent. Roll call, please.
Here. Commissioner Lindsay. Commissioner Lucas.
Here.
Okay. Commissioner Mankey.
Here.
Chairman Rennie.
Here.
Commissioner Rio.
Here.
Commissioner Stein. Commissioner Wilshire. Commissioner Fortolini.
Here.
Commissioner Andrews.
Here.
Commissioner Morganville.
Here.
We're set.
Excellent, thank you. Do we need to see anybody?
You can seat all three of your alternates if you choose to do so. Yes.
Okay, we will see all three of our alternates. I don't need to say all their names, do I?
It's Lucas, Forcelina, and Morgenthau. just for
Lucas,
the record.
Forcelina, and Morgenthau are officially seated. Yes, okay. Can I get an approval of the minutes?
So moved.
Second?
Second. All in favor?
I was gonna say that's you.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
I'm assuming that was for an aye.
I think that was the
Yeah. Okay. Motion adjourned.
Excellent. Is public participation supposed to be next?
It is. It's right up
Okay.
on the screen, yeah.
Oh, okay, because Chamber of Commerce report is next.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, she probably didn't fix this.
No worries.
We'll do it after.
Okay, so public participation? No? Okay,
Mhm.
wonderful. No public participation. Chamber of Commerce report. Maybe Jenny can
Okay,
dig in for us?
yes.
All right.
Chamber liaison report for August of 2026. The biggest thing, biggest piece of news is our annual chamber golf tournament, which was supposed to be on August 3rd, has now been moved to October 5th due to rain. So we are still looking for more golfers and raffle prizes, but it was a very, very rainy day, so we had to move it. But the next thing coming up is the annual Waterfall Festival on Market Square, and that is on September 26th from 10 to 3. We're looking forward to that. The Chamber Networking, which is the first Wednesday of every month at Chick-fil-A, is actually growing every single month with a great turnout. So we are continuing to welcome non-chamber members to come and see what the chamber has to offer, and it's just a great networking opportunity. So that's been, bigger and better every month. During the meeting this last month, we invited town councilors Kathy Gonzalez and Matt Ford to kind of give us a little update. As everybody here knows, they were just letting the chamber know that the town manager and town planner positions were open, and that the assistant town manager, Lauren, is it Rains or Rhines? Rhines is filling in. And the main thing that we kind of discussed regarding town business was the blight ordinance, and how they were actually wanting the chamber and the chamber members to also be participants in that. If you ever see a parcel that needs improvement, something that's falling into disrepair, something that maybe the town is not aware of, that businesses, chamber members are always welcome to, come to the town and let them know if they see anything. See something, say something. So that was a really nice discussion. And the last thing is they were exploring doing another women's networking event. We haven't had one in a while. They want to try to make it a bi-monthly thing if possible for women business owners. So we're working on that. And other than that, not really too much else to report.
What was the date of the Waterfall Festival again? I'm sorry.
It is September 26th.
26, 10 to 3.
It's a Saturday, right?
It's a
the last
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then the golf is October 5th.
Great.
Yes.
All right, next up would be the Newington Center Business Collective report. Not a lot to report at the moment. We have decided to, I don't know if anybody's gotten to see the wings around the center of Newington, our soar
Very
into
cool.
Newington wings. We decided to keep those up until at least the waterfall, because we thought that would be nice for the rest of summer and things like that. So that's been going well. We've been trying to promote that on our social media and just grow the social media. Because that's kind of our main form of promotion, obviously. Like, we don't have like a website or anything yet, so it's just the social media. And we will have a booth at the Waterfall Festival, so we're getting excited for that. And then we would be looking forward to the next thing for the fall would be like the trick or treat stroll and things, so as we get closer. But I think that's about it for Newington Center.
Okay.
Any old business?
I didn't really put any on from the last meeting.
Okay. I don't know if this would be the time to say it, but I don't know if we talked with this board last month about those 2 openings. I forget where we were with.
Which to open.
About this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right, you're like, so many things could be openings. The town planner, that being open, and
They may have been mentioned, I don't know.
I forget, so.
But yes, the town planner position is open and we'll see what happens
So
with the
Paul's
town.
already gone, right?
Paul has been gone, yes.
Okay.
I am acting, just,
You are acting town planner, and then.
I hope to win an
Lauren-
Oscar for best actor.
You should. You should win that. I'm gonna make you that. And then our town manager, that's Lauren's acting, so Jonathan. is
He will
gone.
be acting effective, I believe, the day he leaves, whatever that time frame is, and then whatever process council chooses to go forward from there.
Okay, cool. Just wanted a little update for everybody on that.
What is his end date? Cause he's like,
I believe it's September 1st or 2nd.
okay,
Couple more weeks.
Yep.
Okay, great. All right, so moving on to new business, we have update on our bylaws.
Well, this is to update your bylaws.
Right,
It was kind of, James mentioned a couple things at the last meeting.
yes,
Said they should be updated.
okay,
This is for you guys to have
this is
to,
for us to update.
you gotta
them.
draft some, what you need to fix or correct.
Right,
And then we'll go through the process to get it approved.
okay,
I don't remember off the top of my head all the items that were discussed.
right.
there were several.
So I think we should discuss if we want to make a subcommittee to do that, right?
You
Because.
could do that. I think some of it was general housekeeping stuff.
Okay, like the date of our meeting was wrong.
Yeah, the
things
day,
like that.
yeah, that changed. The address of town hall has changed since
Okay,
then.
That was wrong.
right.
There, your secretary is on it.
Very good, secretary.
Yeah, I think we need to potentially review it.
Do you guys wanna all take the next month to review it and then come back and we can go over it at the next meeting instead of just like a subcommittee?
Yeah, I think if you all, and
Okay,
if there's other things that you think you want to do or tweak, we can try and tweak. I mean, there's certain guidelines we have to follow, but
okay.
So would that be,
This is the rules and procedures, not, these aren't our, are these
well,
our
if it
bylaws?
may be this rules and procedures. I can't remember which one it is.
That's the,
Okay,
what it's called.
so just these 17 things?
I believe that has the stuff on your agenda as well.
Okay. Just wondering how
typically
long that
work.
would take unless we wanna really quickly go over them now.
I don't have a copy of it in front of me. I can get one, but
Yeah, I think if we have everybody see it in front of them, get a copy, do it next month.
Perfect.
I think we've been operating with it for this long. I don't
Right,
think one
it's
more month.
not
It's probably not a rush, so.
No, it's.
Okay, good. Okay, so the document that is in the agenda, we can just print that.
From last month, or I can forward one out. to
Could you
everyone, too.
resend it?
Email, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we'll keep that. So would that be technically old business next time? then?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, we will all look for that email. Next up would be economic development POCD review.
Todd forwarded me some information.
Oh,
which
that's
is the
Todd.
stuff you saw before. I pushed it back out. And Todd is here, I'm sure to take. the
I
lead.
have, so some materials were sent out with the packet. I have some extra copies up here if you want, hard copy. Hopefully you've all had a chance to take a look through this information. I had suggested during our last meeting that we take some time during each meeting to begin reviewing various parts of the plan of conservation and development. And after going through it, seeing that there's a lot of talk and focus on the town center, there are other areas of town that have, been a focus certainly with this planning effort. But we don't necessarily talk in this commission about updates and potential redevelopment projects. So I felt this might be a good way to start our discussion. Perfect. So I put together just a little bit of an introduction and just drafted some questions to start some dialogue. And I kind of figured we would start at looking at what the plan identified as the opportunity areas in town. These are more the business corridors. It is where we will see business type development and eventually, grant list growth from such development. So what I put in the packet as a summary is Chapter 8 focused on opportunity areas. It focused on some specific sites in and around those areas, but also outside of some of those opportunity areas. So perhaps if the commission is okay with this, perhaps we just take some time to review those and familiarize ourselves with them. I don't know if if all the commissioners are familiar with this or have even read through some of the plan, but is that something the commission would like to do? Or do you feel that everyone here has a pretty good idea as to each one of these focus areas?
I mean, I have his handout. I can bring it up on the screen and we can look at it. And if you have questions on the areas, perfect, I can certainly chime in.
Yeah, I gave everyone a copy of the map and Eric and.
I think all those areas are gonna have, the evaluation factors are important. And some may be more important than others for given opportunities. But we need as a commission to probably, come to grips with what's like what are the more important evaluation factors. If we're looking at an opportunity or a business opportunity, look, what are we attempting to do? And this actually comes back to, I think it was 2 months ago, possibly 3, when we talked about, the idea of potentially attracting businesses to Newington, maintaining businesses in Newington, doing some ideas here. And I think these evaluation factors are things that we need to come to grips with, like, yes, and try to determine how do we prioritize. And I don't think any one person is going to come up with that, but as a group, hopefully we can and put some due diligence into this. This is an excellent lead off, Todd, and I know that we talked about this month and a half ago, 2 months ago, when when we found out that, yes, we can work in subgroups, that was good. So, I mean, what do you think, that we should be in
So
position for the time being for tonight?
I still want to take it a little step back, I think. So don't know. So I think these are excellent, excellent, excellent. Lots of information, which is great. But I think that I don't know if like everyone on the committee, if it's something that we need to divide up things, or if this is something that you two are gonna work on and just come back and report to us. I love the fact that we are talking about the whole town, because yes, I am focused on the center of town. My business is now in the center of town. I'm on the master plan for the center of town. We have a huge opportunity, like this is never gonna happen again for us, and we need to focus on it and do it right. And that's why I joined the EDC, is all about that. So for me, I am focused on that. So, how do we want to go about this?
I'm
It is-
fine working
Like, is
as
it
a
just-
subcommittee with
Well,
Todd,
no, you wouldn't actually be a subcommittee.
or it's working group. What's it called?
It's called nothing. It's called, you guys.
You can be a subcommittee, you can have a subcommittee, yes.
Yeah, but you would have to record everything to be.
No, we talked about.
As long as you
that.
don't have a quorum, you're fine.
No.
Yeah.
We
Right,
talked,
but-
they can still work together.
But that's not isn't like an actual subcommittee, like we would all have to vote to create a subcommittee and the
You would
subcommittee
have to,
vote.
you would have to vote,
Like, you
make
can't
subcommittee.
actually
If you
call it
just
a
wanna call it a
subcommittee.
working group, call it a working group.
Working group. Working group.
I would just say if you guys wanna work on things and come back and report to the whole committee. I'm there to help with things, but I'm not gonna like go walk around
No, that's fine.
like where public market is and see, do you know what I
Yeah,
like?
I know
So is
exactly
that
what
what
you're
we're talking about? Like how you want to work on this?
Well, this commission is more than the town center. Right.
Correct.
And certainly, those who want to can work, aside from this commission meeting, but this forum should be to talk about what are some of the priorities that are out there. So my intent
Yeah.
here was for us to begin talking
Okay.
about what are some of the priorities, some of the projects. There was an article in the last number of weeks, the state of Connecticut had some kind of a ceremony on millions of dollars going for the train stations. Okay,
Mhm.
Newington is on that list. Does anyone know anything about that?
Like what?
Like, where's it gonna be? What's it gonna look like?
What's the timing?
What are the development opportunities
Okay.
around it? In the plan of conservation and development, it mentions this as an opportunity area. We should try to get ahead of any of these potential projects.
So the train station, from what I understand, we've been trying to get it to stop in Newington, but it won't. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, the thing
Yeah.
is, this has been talked about for like 5, 6.
Sure, more than
years.
that.
I would think more than that, but yeah.
And, there's been, should it be at the junction, should it be at
Mhm.
street, whatever, but then there's an element around that does not really support it, but the state wants it. And it most probably, if the funding goes through and whatever, would be on Cedar Street there,
Right.
but at this point, I don't think there's enough for you to really, you can know that it's coming in the future, but I really think to get your hands into what is there gonna be housing, is there gonna be, just a drop off, is there gonna be retail? That has not been.
Right, and,
Right.
and obviously that project is 10 years away to fruition, honestly. I understand, where you want to go. My understanding is the state has retained an engineering firm that's now going to start looking at various towns and different thing and making some proposals. And again, but that's a minimum of 6 to 8 months out. So, and then it's getting
And it's not
property
a-
owners on board, it's a
Not a
lot.
station, it's just really a stop.
Again, they'll come up with, they could
Understood.
come up with a stop or a station, whatever, and then they'll have to pitch it to the towns, property owners, et cetera, and see where it goes from there. But it's,
That was 7 years ago.
I think your
Yeah.
energy, if you wanna make it more of an immediate impact, that would be kind of. I think you do a
It's
better job.
Understood. I used it just as an example of a potential project. It's in the P O C D. Yes, it's years away, but I just use it as an example. Current news, people are talking about it. Money is getting funded towards these types of projects and initiatives. Who, what commission, the council's probably involved and others, but those are the development opportunities of the future. So what else should this commission?
Well, there are potential
Yeah.
opportunities maybe in
so I can point out one other thing.
not a near future. I love the enthusiasm that you have for all of this. I want to direct you in the right way, and I don't know what that is. I think Eric might be able to help.
So there is in place, there's an overlay district in town called the TVDD, which is a Transit Village Design District. And that is basically centered around that Cedar Street area. So, and that has regulations for mixed development and everything else. The state will probably look at that and probably want to utilize that area. So, I mean, you can kind of keep that in the back of your mind that, hey, that may be getting utilized, but again, that's down the road, I suspect.
Sure. So, just to take off on that though, even though the train station is years away, there is a potential opportunity site adjacent to it, behind the VA hospital and by the ball fields, that, the property is owned. There's been some development work on Willard, the doctor's offices and so forth, but there's a property in the rear that is looked at as a potential opportunity site. It could be complementary to future development. So I say it, I put it out there only as an example.
Yeah, so as
I
that
think
example,
my-
what
My
does,
suggestion would be for this commission to familiarize ourselves with these opportunity areas, okay? And I'm entering in for discussion at this commission that we take some time to go through each one of these. And with that, we can identify, this is a long way away, lesser priority.
okay,
I'm trying to identify, aside from the town center,
Mhm.
what other priorities are we focused on?
okay, and what can this commission do for those sites? Is that what we're talking about?
How
Okay.
can the commission support what could be our potential role?
Okay,
Should we talk about it? What are the challenges,
okay.
to,
I think it's totally fine for you to
That's-
bring up whatever you'd like every single month. So whatever projects you wanna go over,
This
you-
is what he's doing now.
Yeah.
That's what this packet is.
Why don't we
perfect.
take, so there are 4 major and then there's the other piece. Why don't we just take one per session?
we
Right?
could start that,
Rotate
but
through.
this isn't something that's gonna be accomplished in 2 meetings, but it could
Right.
be something that it's on a regular agenda.
Yeah,
We take 15 minutes a meeting to maybe discuss it.
Yeah.
Move the ball down the field on some of these things,
sounds great.
do our homework outside of it, come back, report
back to
out,
us.
and just,
And
You
if I may again, if I know potentially what parcel you're gonna be talking about, I can just gather some general zoning information and stuff that would
Sort of like,
help.
Yeah.
like an inventory of what's available.
Yeah.
eventually, we don't have an economic development director in town.
Right.
But the director would typically keep an inventory of projects, properties available, properties for sale, and so forth. This is a volunteer commission,
Mhm.
but some of us may have a little extra time that we can help put that together.
I think that's great.
And so that's you know, that's part of the process
But
is.
I think it'd be great if you told Eric exactly which ones we're gonna do, so for next month,
See on the map.
just let him know which ones we're gonna go
So-
over, what area you wanna go over, or whatever it is, and
I appreciate what you're saying, but I am not the Economic Development Commission. I'm one member. And I'm looking for input, all the commission members. I don't know every square inch of this town. I don't know some of these areas. I don't know the property owners and so forth. I think that's the benefit as the full commission to know what's happening and what's moving and what's not moving, why things have slowed down, where are there opportunities for us to be supportive. So I don't want to be the one saying, hey, let's talk about this property. I was hoping to get input from the group. That was the intention of the discussion this evening, is to get input from the group.
I'll volunteer a recommendation that we start with area C, which is the fast track area. There's that big building going up. I'd like to know more about that and what's going on in that Myra Cohen Way and all that kind of stuff.
The
I would like to
apartments?
be educated on that.
okay.
So maybe we start there.
So
I'm sorry, I thought you had prioritized some things, and that's what you were gonna present.
I think
with
he's looking for
community
input from the
Got
body,
it.
which is what it should be.
I'm wondering if we should actually flip, like, what's this idea of evaluation factors? I think that's like the first thing that makes sense, like what's important to Newington, what's important to the EDC? Are the, Todd, we talked about the idea of, the grand list is, having more, we all just felt the impact of, residential taxes and such. So I'm wondering, and I'm asking this as a question, I mean, the evaluation factors are probably really important that we look at that and say, what do we feel as a group is most important, and are all of them important? So I'm certainly willing to continue work in a, whatever we call it, a working session to continue working with Todd. I think I like the idea that Rob came up with, that we have, we look at this, we'll look at this one area either tonight or the next time, but this is, when I signed up for the EDC in January, this is sort of what I had in mind. So I like the direction it's going in. And yes, your focus, absolutely, I understand from a business.
150%.
Should be
But it's not just because
downtown.
of the business. I'm on the master plan
Yeah,
committee.
yeah.
And it's a huge undertaking that we're gonna have going on, so.
So maybe that's your area
Yeah.
of, that's your opportunity area, and that we can.
I mean, do
concentrate.
you guys want Eric to go over the grand list?
No.
Okay,
No,
No.
No, but again, if I know, like next month, just if we're gonna go over area C, again, I can come up with a brief. Here are the parcels and here how they're zoned, here's an overlay district, here's what's, built, not built. Just general
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do that.
Educate us.
And then you guys you have it, you can look at it, you can start having some comments and like.
So you want to start with C then? for
Like
next
Todd
meeting?
pointed out, you guys are the face of this, so when you have some of that information and where there's a vacant parcel per se or a vacant business, you guys have context, so if somebody reaches out to you, you can always put them in touch with me or whatever, and we can keep things going. I work with anybody that calls on anything to see what the best going forward for them is and for the town, just to make sure that what they envision their business, like, yeah, that's not gonna fit in that zone, but it would fit over here, but not in this, those kinds of questions. Like self-storage is big now. Every town's getting a hammer with self-storage. We only allow self-storage in the industrial zone, thank goodness, because it's a dead use. I mean, it's,
So
Go
if I may, going to the evaluation factors, if we think that is important, I think it is important in determining which opportunity areas we talk about. I would rank it as EDC influence, Cause that's us. The places that we can influence or have influence over is going to be probably the most important to us, so that we use our efforts appropriately. From there, I would say market readiness, because we have mostly immediate impact on things. That is essentially what we're looking at. I would then go to community benefit. From there, I go to near-term opportunity and then grand list impact. Grand list impact seems like the most long-term of those evaluations. That's where I would probably rank those in that way. You're looking to get our input on these areas. We've suggested C. I think that's a good place to start. From what I read in this packet, there are a majority that are already focused on the town council, which is our town center east, which were part of, is the Berlin Turnpike corridor and the Newington Junction. Newington Junction, I haven't heard too much about, but I think that is a potentially interesting area. And so my thought is to potentially focus on areas that the town is not. And that may be good opportunities for us. Where the town is not focused, we can provide efforts in those areas. Overall, my questions from it were, what kind of, if we're to make an impact or attract business, that was one of the pillars of it, is what kind of businesses are we trying to attract? Do we want tourism? Do we want entertainment? Do we want food? Do we want industry? What are we trying to be kind of known for and bring in that revenue with? So that's a question.
I think you want to create some jobs.
Exactly. So I think there's areas some of that will probably be determined by the zones that are open. And so, determining what zones are open, what businesses could potentially come in. From my perspective, the impact I know is through advertising awareness. And that's the realm I know how I can make an impact for them in those areas. Other people know other ways of doing that. So that's where my mind goes is, okay, if we're trying to attract new business, who are we trying to capture? What's our audience for that? A pillar was also retaining business, which is hugely important. So, how do we do that? How do we help people retain the businesses that we have and keep them happy? One of your, questions in here was about where can we sort of set things up? One of them was about taxes and tax relief, which I don't think is something we have the control over in any way. But I think business attraction and business retention is going to be really important in areas that we can focus on and determine value for these places.
So to your earlier point in terms of the evaluation factors with EDC influence, maybe the discussion question 3 is something that we can talk to about where can the EDC add the most value. So and you sort of covered some of that on some of your other points, but these are ideas that, this group, where can we help? What can we support? And we don't have to have answers tonight, but if we look at this number 3, combine this with the evaluation factors and sort of look at that, maybe that will give us an idea on some of the focus areas, opportunity areas. Now, again, I was 7 years ago, this was. So when Andy was involved with this, but we did go through open inventory of businesses every meeting, and that might, once we start going with this, maybe we start looking like mixing that in and saying, okay, for this particular area, these are the open inventory. And that, I think that would be helpful. We haven't talked really about open businesses, things that are, so Eric, you're smiling. I don't know if that's good.
No, I was just, I don't have time to do it, unfortunately.
Okay.
How about the Mac thing, it was two different.
He's been able to tell us like the businesses that are opening,
Yeah,
coming
okay.
to town, but not like the empty parcels.
I mean, empty parcels and stuff I'm pretty good with. But on these little strip plazas, when businesses come and go, because if it's the same use to the same use, there's no permits needed. There's no change of use permit.
Right.
They get a building permit to put in a counter or take out a tub or a sink and, you know, they move on. And some of those things are there for 2 months and are already gone. So sometimes it's a very quick turnaround. So we can't always, same thing with even in the downtown buildings. A lot of those, you know, professional offices turn over all the time. Yeah, you know, you never know, you might have 2 offices available or 10 in a building. So that's probably where you get into a point of contact with the landlord or the owner and, you know, there's that outreach there and then if, you know, space comes available, they can let somebody know and whatever. But yeah.
Todd, what else would you like to go over on this tonight?
Well, if we want to discuss area 3, little, or C, was it? Or have we taken enough time tonight?
I don't know. Do we have 25 minutes?
No, again, if you'd like to postpone it and I can give you a brief on the area to have something in front of you.
Okay.
If that's more helpful, that's up to you. If you want to discuss it tonight, feel free. I mean, I'm just trying to give you a little more information to have going forward with it. But we can do it on the fly and I can answer questions about the area. And if we just want to revisit it next month, I can still do a brief.
So Eric, I don't know what time you have to do that. So I wanted to be sensitive to, you know, creating work for you.
No, I appreciate it. I got it.
What if we, you know, certainly I could and anyone else, could do some of the research and gather some information.
I mean, honestly, the research for me is going to be pretty quick because I can pull up
Okay.
some stuff on the GIS map and I can just extrapolate some
Okay.
information and just throw enough data on there to get us going. Like,
Okay.
you know, there's one parcel there in C, at the southeast corner of Cedar and the off ramp. That property is about 8 acres or so. It's been for sale since I've been in town for 18 years.
It's been
So-
a while.
So you can get a sense of what's going on there. Part of the issue with that is the state mandated a right in, right out only. So that really restricts that. It's right there at the lights at the off ramp.
Mhm.
We've had inquiries before. We've had people try and do something and it's like, it's tough. It's a very tough site.
Maybe we should then get the information and meet and talk about it next week. Then we have all the next meeting. We have all this.
That's fine. Again, I can give you a breakdown of basically.
But what you just shared is kind of what I'm also trying to get at. Is there are parcels and properties, some have challenges, you know. What are some of these challenges and what parcels are the most, as we put in here, what is the readiness for these
Most
parcels?
viable, yeah.
And
I get you.
viability,
And
correct?
again, some of these parcels are gonna have issues such as wetlands or regulated areas. Potential contamination, environmental cleanup due to past businesses that were there. Those are gonna be 2 of the biggest factors of remaining truly undeveloped parcels in Newington.
Mhm.
The parcels that are left for a reason.
Yep.
The other thing is gonna be some zoning. Some zoning is gonna restrict it. And, you know, we can have the conversation about rezoning, but we just can't pick out a parcel in the middle of we'll say an industrial zone and
Right.
switch it to something else because that's great.
Right.
That's called spot zoning. It's really illegal.
Correct.
But these are the things we can look at holistically, especially when you have an overlay there and other parcels that adjoin and abut it. There could be some opportunities or futures to do some assembly of parcels and then do a more global rezoning if that's what a developer wants to do, or if planning and zoning commission is on board with that. They think it's the best fit. Things to look at.
Okay.
But any inherent issues that I know about a parcel, I'll just put a note in there, hey, this potentially has XYZ. And yeah,
Well, I think that's interesting that the parcel that's a right in, right out. That would explain why it's been up for sale for 18 years.
there was
Forever.
back in the early nineties or late eighties, or the Piper Brook Shopping Center was approved there. And that's when the state made it right in, right out. And it was obviously never built,
Yeah,
but
because that would make it hard to sell because you,
yeah. So, does it make sense for that to buy another parcel that's farther to the east to get something? I don't know.
yeah.
Have to assemble them together. Plus it's on the fast track, so it's, there should be some kind of opportunity. The state should be able to say, hey, but anyway. But I can do that. I'll do a brief for C for next month, if that's what you'd like, and you
Sounds
guys can
good.
have a conversation about that.
Thank you.
And you'll also resend the bylaws.
And yeah, I have,
Next week.
I think I have a note on here, resend the bylaws. Yeah,
Thank
right
you.
there. Are you guys done with this stuff now or not? I'm not trying to rush anybody. I just can put the agenda back up, or I can leave this up if there's more conversations to have.
Would this then move to old business?
Yeah, I'll just put this
Be a
under old business
regular-
and, yeah, we'll
regular
just leave it
item,
up there for
You know,
POC review, POCD review, and we'll just,
Just
over the
make it a
next
standard old business for
Yeah,
when we spend
for the
15
next-
minutes on it.
6 or 7 meetings, we'll get through all
Yeah.
these areas and see
Love
what's,
it.
see what
Sounds
you guys
good.
like, and you guys can have conversations and thoughts and move
Sounds good.
forward.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, Tom.
Newington Business Brief.
That was the item you guys added to the agenda last month for.
That's right.
Good, and I-
Comment on that? I thought it was fantastic.
Oh,
I mean, I couldn't get enough of it. I was like, where's page, page after page. It was
Fantastic.
awesome. Yeah,
that's so good to know.
yeah.
That's awesome. I apologize for not having this to you sooner. I sent it to Eric about 2 hours before the meeting.
I forwarded it right out as soon as I saw it, so.
So sorry. I normally would do that way ahead of time. They didn't have, like an actual roundup like they did last time, but I just sort of went through all of their posts. And, starting from, the most recent to the least recent, some of these things we already know. But I'll just go through them real quickly.
Whatever you want to talk about, if I need to answer questions, feel free to
No.
ask.
Yeah, these are things that sort of have already happened, but some people might not be aware of this. There's a lot of businesses that have moved around town. So, Roba Physical Therapy, they are gonna be opening their new space on August 17th on, the Berlin Turnpike, on 2307 Berlin Turnpike. They're moving from, behind the Blockbuster, I know people still call it Blockbuster, they're actually. I think they're
Midfield
either-
Plaza.
Yeah, the plaza, they were either behind or in front of, I can't remember where they were, but they're just moving up the street, brand new,
They're going into
area.
where cable connectors used to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be a nice place for them. Sally's a Pizza is supposed to open by the end of the year, according to them.
Which
We'll
year?
see what happens, but that is the latest.
That may be sooner than later.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And
Um,
for those that don't know, they slow rolled their Weathersfield opening as well. So
They
it was
did.
like 2 years, start to
They did.
finish to get it open. So
It's also their 7th location. They have Norwalk, Weathersfield, Farmington, New Haven, Stamford, and Fairfield. So I know what it's like to open a lot of things, and the order sometimes gets out of order. So hopefully they will get their opening by the end of this year, is what we're hoping. A new restaurant just opened at 337 Willard, right next to the 7-Eleven Pan Tato. Anybody has heard of that? Pan Tato will make any type of sandwich you're craving, from breakfast, classic deli sandwiches to made with premium meats, burgers, pretty much any type of sandwich you can think of is what they also do milkshakes and smoothies and things like that. So they're new. Concentric Care and Wellness has moved from the location on Day Street with Balance Massage and Wellness over to 93 Market Square. So Jen is gonna be closer to the center of town.
She's in the center.
She's in the center.
She
of
is
town,
the center.
exactly. So that's exciting.
Which
for-
building's 93?
That is,
She above Newington Pizza?
I think it's right next to Newington.
Or is
Pizza.
it above? Is
It's
Core
on
the
that
same
side of the
building as
street.
Newington Pizza?
Yeah, I think core bar or whatever it is.
Oh, Civilante's, court? Is it above
She's
that
above
building?
one of those.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's the same building as
Yeah.
Newington Pizza.
Yeah, I think it's one of those.
The next one is Eric can actually speak a little bit more to this. Blade and Bloom is looking at the Newington Meat Market at 847 Main Street. I'll let you elaborate on what happened there, but I know that they were going,
What kind of
Pretty-
business is it?
it is meal prep business. I guess they will go, or they already went before TPZ for pre-application.
They do.
So that is actually like in the works.
Oh,
right now.
wow.
So, yeah, Blade and Bloom.
They're buying the building?
I don't know if they're buying or renting from,
I can speak to it when I speak.
you can speak to it. Okay, I'll let you fill in the details. Another business, Attention to Detail. It's a automotive accessories and commercial vehicle uplifting business from Middletown is moving to 40 Commerce Court.
The old progressive.
Mhm. And they are moving forward. I don't think they have an opening.
They're pretty close. They may be partially
Oh, it
open.
actually says on here July 21st.
Yeah, I think they're,
Are they open?
I believe they are.
Okay, okay.
Part of their thing is too, is they had to get a DMV license because they also calibrate all your backup cameras and all that stuff. After accidents and other things like that, that's actually their main business, and then they do some
Okay.
other,
Well, that's gotta be a great business. Backup cameras, getting hit.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
any of those new sensors and everything else, yep.
So, and then the last one is, I think everybody knows about this by now, but Market 32 finally opened mid-July.
Yay.
It's awesome. It's wonderful, beautiful, beautiful store. And the Price Chopper location has closed. So that's all I got. for
Thank you,
July.
Jenny.
You're welcome.
You didn't put yourself on there, did you?
It's up there.
I'm planning update.
It's up
Yeah,
there.
it's next.
Oh, okay, okay.
To go off of what Jenny said, so Blade and Bloom is a meal prep thing. They're gonna have some, they do some catering as well. They're also gonna have some sandwiches available for, pick up, grab and go kind of thing. My understanding is, I haven't heard recently, but their intention is to buy the site, buy the building. And they're gonna do some, because it's a legally non-conforming business and building, there's not a whole lot they can do to the building. They're gonna do, do their fit out internally. It came before the commission for a pre-application. Because I recommended that the TPZ listen to them because I felt that the use was the same or less intense than what was there before. Because that's what, we can't increase the intensity of the use in a non-conforming thing. Because I had a couple of like HVAC contractors that wanted to start using it as an office and parking trucks, and I said, no.
Oh, because
Yeah.
it's too close to residential to
Exactly.
be zone
So I
something?
said,
Okay.
Gotta have something,
It's
you know,
similar.
less intense or
Yeah,
similar,
yeah.
exactly, so.
Nice.
TPZ liked the idea, they gave them their blessing, there's really no zoning permits, because really kind of the same use. So it's just a matter of them getting there.
Are they brand new or are they?
I
have
think
other
she's out of, is it Vernon, I think she lives in.
Oh, cool.
Anything in there.
They do it now, they do some, I think her son does deliveries and stuff, so they're gonna give it a go and see how it goes.
Okay, cool.
Also a recent opening, not caught by the scoop, but a little plant shop just opened their second one.
Yeah.
From, they had one in Windsor, they opened on the Turnpike, down in the little plaza where Checkers used to be, right past the
Mhm.
Turnpike
Oh, yeah.
entrance. Yep,
What's it called?
little plant shop.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think that was
But I
actually in the
like
last.
plants.
Was it?
That's
Okay,
very cute.
all right. So they opened, And for those that don't know, Connecticut Mattress in O'Neill Plaza closed. Right on the corner there. So that spot's open.
And they didn't close down though. They closed their
closed that-
Newington
They closed
site.
that location.
Wait, the
Correct.
old Blockbuster spot?
Yes, yeah. It was, I had saw that they had moved out and the next day I saw a commercial from them. But it just had like their
Yeah,
other
right,
sites.
you know, the other sites, correct, are still open, so. I have also recently, in the last few weeks, I've received a lot of inquiries for various buildings and stuff on the Berlin Turnpike, so we'll see what happens with some of these other things coming up. As far as the Price Chopper Plaza goes, there will probably be some conversation. The landlord, the owners of the property are basically gonna fence off the majority of the parking lot there. Just so that the traffic is just gonna go through the one way so they can get to the Chili's and the other thing, but all the rest is gonna be boxed out. They're gonna try and keep out any potential mischief.
Interesting.
For now, they're radio silent on anything for the future for them at the moment.
Do they have to make it look good or can it look?
Well,
Like, what kind
I've
of-
had the conversation with them already. I said, just because you fence it off, if we start getting graffiti and stuff, you know, I'm coming after you, so.
Got it, Eric's on it.
The Modell's Plaza. They've done some work in there, so the wicked potholes are gone. They've
Thank
fixed some of
God.
the collapsing catch basins that were in the entranceway off of Pascone Place. This is mostly in prep for Ross, I suspect, but they've done
That's
some,
not opening till like next year, huh?
don't know, I haven't seen
Okay.
any permits yet. I think I signed off on their sign package, but I haven't seen anything else.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think that's
So-
it. Yeah. Peter.
Just a question, you just mentioned Modell's. Modell's has been out of there for 5 years.
Mhm.
I was gonna
Okay,
say
so
it's
it's Radio
forever.
Shack, okay.
So Radio Shack's been out
How are
longer.
they still able to have their signage up?
It's,
Cause it's private property and it's up to the landlord if they want to.
yeah, I mean, we
And
don't,
I'm sure they
we don't really
wanna
have a
pay-
regulation that you might have to take your sign down because the business is closed.
Yeah.
There are a lot of places that do this. I get it.
Yeah, it's just like they still.
Some of the
get-
big tenants, like, will strip, like Arby's, you saw that in a day, they stripped everything out of their sign and they were walked away and they were done.
Well,
That's
sometimes
part of
it's
their
a-
branding.
Sometimes it's a corporate requirement as well.
Exactly.
Sometimes they require you to do it in a certain time period.
Yep.
And sometimes the landlords do.
Question, Eric, any action on you mentioned Arby's building? Anything going on there?
Could be.
What is it?
That was good, that was good. Thank you. Eric.
It could be, yes.
Fair enough.
I suspect that site will turn over pretty quickly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
because-
Azteca,
So that's, what is it, Colony
Colony Pizza.
Grill or
yeah,
Pizza?
Colony.
wait, really? So they,
Is that a brewery?
I
or
wanted
was
to
it a
tell
restaurant?
Mykonos.
It's a
they should move
restaurant.
there. Shouldn't Mykonos get a bigger space? Wouldn't they be great over there?
That might be too big.
So they are doing some renovations
Maybe.
there at Plaza Azteca now. We're having some conversations about some things they want to do and.
So is
they're
that
moving
a,
forward.
a chain place? I've never.
Yeah, I
heard
think
this.
they've just opened one in Glastonbury. They have a few in the state.
Oh, okay.
Is it Colony Grill or Colony Grill? and
It's
Pizza? I can't
Colony
remember.
Grill. The original one was in Stanford. They're known for their real thin pizza. I mean,
Oh,
40 years ago, I ate in Stanford at the Colony.
Oh,
Grill.
wow, okay.
Okay, and they were known for like super thin pizza. It was really good. I know they have a place in Fairfield. I think they have one in Norwalk. And
They
they're
opened
starting.
one in Shelton recently as well. That's where my parents are from. We went there, went shortly afterwards.
Okay. Is it a pizza place? Like,
Yeah.
Or is it,
Yeah.
do they do sandwiches and stuff?
Yeah, I think they do that as well, but they were known for their thin crust, very paper thin crust.
Okay.
Cool.
Other than that, that's all I have. Unless I can entertain questions, but
How's it going without Paul?
busy.
Good answer.
More work to do.
A little bit more.
All right. Any questions for Eric?
Okay.
All right. Commissioner comments? Anybody? Anybody?
Just excited about the work that we're doing. I think we're kind of getting into our own and we're determining goals for this group. And I think, trying to get some footing on a few different projects is gonna be really important. So excited for that.
Okay. Anybody else?
Nothing other than the discussion that we've already had, so.
Okay. Hearing none, any other public participation?
No one is online.
We got a public participant here.
Mhm.
Gail Draco, 21 Isabel Terrace. I just want to, quickly touch on, the town council update, in terms of, I mentioned that Lauren is going to be the acting town manager, but we are having a town manager search committee. So, because the recent, the last search that we had, the town, publicity write-up was done, the questions, blah, 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 blah. We feel that we don't really need a full-blown consultant to go out and, and recreate the wheel. We can kind of modify what's been done, but we still feel that we need a contractor to help us through the process of, getting the applications and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to try and get a kind of a reduced contract rather than a full-blown one. But we are moving on that.
Is that a regional or a national search?
I
What type of-
don't believe it's going to be national.
Okay, so it'll be more local.
Right, more
regional.
local, right. And we passed, or was unanimous for some veteran exemptions to reduce the taxes on veterans who have been determined to be they aren't classified as 100% disabled under the VA, but yet their disability is severe enough where they really can't hold a job or work. So there are exemptions that are available that through the state that says towns can implement them if they want to. So we voted unanimously on that. The interesting things that came up is we had a presentation from Melinda Harvey, the Housing Authority Director, regarding a potential proposal for 13 to 14 cottage type units for senior housing on the Mill Street Extension property there. And it brought up some interesting conundrums, shall we say, because there's a need for senior housing, but yet we also have a very little open space. So the discussion is centered around both are significant needs for the town of Newington, preserving what very little open space we have, and yet creating more senior housing, very little of what we have. So that's going to be an ongoing kind of discussion. And something that tonight's discussion kind of brought up, and you hit on some things, but in the New Britain Avenue corridor there, where Elm Hill Pizza and Giovanni's and whatever, where Esquire Cleaner was, that's actually hazardous material and needs remediation. So the property, well, he's not the property owner now, but he has he's has an agreement basically with the property owner that he will buy that particular the Esquire Cleaner, dependent on getting a brownfield grant.
Correct.
Through the state. But the way that the grant applications work is that a private developer can't go to the state directly. Any kind of brownfield grants have to kind of like go through the town. So we had a presentation on that, and it's not going to cost the town any money, whatever, but we are going to kind of like, I don't know, sponsor him or.
We basically,
whatever.
we are the pass through for the
We're passed
grant.
through. And I was thinking about you guys is that that's, even though it's not on the opportunity sites, that New Britain corridor there is an area that's kind of ripe for business opportunities. You've got Giovanni's, you've got Elm Hill, you've got, all those other little public market, whatever. You've got the cafe,
7-Eleven.
and you've got some, there's with the New Britain Avenue corridor that, they're gonna be like possibly.
They're gonna be doing a streetscape
The
there.
streetscape, that's what I'm thinking of, the streetscape. So if his plan goes through, which is to demolish the Esquire Cleaner, create parking along with EV, and then eventually it's gonna be between Giovanni's and Elm Hill, I believe. But that parking's gonna be available for all business owners there. It's not just for him or the whatever. Then I guess it's the town at some point wants to build like a little gazebo
Yeah, they're
behind
gonna
the
do some
fire.
improvements on the firehouse property, which are gonna connect to that parking
So-
lot, so it can be
It would-
utilized by.
Right, utilized by, because the bike lanes are gonna be going through there. There's gonna be some, some of these nice little businesses, maybe that's something that you can kind of probably.
When's the streetscape
Assist.
gonna happen there?
That's getting ready to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's an area, I think it's immediate. The business owners, I'm sure, would like some kind of ideas from you or whatever, or sending business their way, maybe have grand openings, maybe have a ribbon, but that's an area that I think that perhaps you could.
Cape cutting.
Yeah, and I love the idea of the little gazebo there where people can ride their bikes, stop and get pizza, stop getting some pastry and whatever. And connecting it with with
Does the
Maple Hill
back of that
Firehouse.
parcel
Go to the
hit the
fire
firehouse,
station.
the back of the
Yeah,
fire station?
Yeah.
Backs up to it.
So the town council seemed to be very in favor of it, so we'll see where that goes. But also, again, when you were talking about the opportunity areas, like, for example, the Price Chopper Plaza, that's something that's there. I mean, I don't know what kind of role that you guys can take, and kind of think of, similar to the town center planning we did, envision what would you like there, and maybe, make some inquiries or I don't know if this
I
commission.
understand Facebook has a lot of great ideas for that.
Yeah, but I mean, as you guys have, you have a title, you have, the Newington Economic Development Commission, send something, I don't know. I'm sick of the Christmas trees. Well, of course, they're out of business anyways, but, I don't see why under the heading of what you guys are doing, you can't even set out, hey, we're from Newington. We got these great sites. I mean, I don't know. I don't see why you can't, just to make inquiries. Certainly you can't negotiate any contracts, whatever, but just if you have some, and maybe there could be a roller skating plaza there. I don't know. But that's one area that certainly
I
needs
just went back
attention.
to roller skating rink for children.
Used to be one there.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
wow.
But, we want, that's an area that right now needs attention, and we don't want it to fall into further disrepair. The Model Plaza I was thinking of too, because now it seems like the property owner is making some attempts to at least improve the property. And there's some vacancies. There's the Models, was in Party City or something. That's-
Mhm.
Well, we're getting we're getting Spirit Halloween there again. And then,
But that's just
Second.
and
seasonal.
then Spooky Town's gonna be over by Walmart, so.
But I mean, that's a plaza that right there needs some, I would think.
Radio Shack's been
Ideas.
empty almost my whole life.
Yeah, so in addition to these opportunity areas, these are areas that are already somewhat developed and have traffic and have proven that maybe you can, in your spare time, focus on some of those as well.
That's what we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No one else is online?
Alrighty. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Saturday, I'm gonna send off a note. I'm gonna ask anyone to sit.
And then one of these days, before the weather turns, we're gonna go here.
Yeah.